A question from Zig for you, Michael. Out of all your movies, which is the action sequence you're most proud of?
Wow. I mean, I'm proud of a lot of stuff in this movie. I've done a lot of action. I think on this movie, there's a lot of new and different that you haven't seen before. And it's always about trying to do something new and different.
Okay. I mean, which sequence in this film is a standout, would you say?
Well, these sequences, like the end sequence is 30 minutes long. So it's kind of, there's a highway chase. It's pretty awesome. But
there's so many highlights. I mean, the plane chase in the sky, you got to come in all different ways.
There's a question here from SL Joe Bailey. What would you say to my wife when I suggest we go and see Transformers and she suggests some chick flick?
Well, here's the thing. It's like, and this is, I'm most surprised about this. We just showed it in Italy last night. 50-year-old woman, 45-year-old woman, 35-year-old woman. They said, I didn't want to see this movie. I loved it. So we're getting a lot of that.
I'm actually not as, one of the things that in the development of the movie and then the execution was the amount of heart and humor was important to everybody. And Michael pushed that really hard, and I think that's why everybody's going to have some kind of emotional connection.
Okay. I think Michael has to leave us right now, but we've still got Lorenzo.
I got some more questions.
Oh, okay. There was a question here. Let me see. How much of the film did you have to cut down to get an acceptable kind of running time? Or the fact you're dealing with CGI, did you not really?
Well, yeah, CGI is expensive, and I had to keep it to about 450 shots. My movies are generally pretty long. I think the first cut was 250, but that was everything in it. And then you take about 5 minutes a week out. And then we got it down to about 212, which I think is a good time.
So is there deleted scenes that are going to be on the DVD?
Yeah, there are some scenes. Yeah, there's some funny scenes, but I think we got most of our stuff in there. It's just about trimming the scenes down enough.
One thing that the fans are going to want to know is how did you decide which Transformers to put in this film? Because obviously there's 20-odd years of mythology that you could choose from.
Well, this is how hard it was, I must tell you. The writers, they grew up with Transformers, and they picked some of them, but it came to a point when Hasbro said, we have to start making the toys. And I'm like, but we don't have a script yet. Well, we have to make the toys in China. And I'm like, so Ian Bryce, who's a physical producer, he says, what kind of vehicles do you want? I don't know, Ian, maybe a tank. Okay, let's have a tank. We saw this Minesweeper, and I'm like, okay, let's try to get that car. That's how it came about. It was literally we're forcing to make a decision without a script.
So it took longer to make the toys than it did to move it than the movies.
Yeah, they got to start actually manufacturing molds and whatnot before. It's crazy.
One question from Kima Sands. What's your motivation for being here in Second Life? What's your take on this digital world? And what do you think of your avatar, the pair of you?
I think he's funny looking, if you ask me. I think we can have a lot more. Is that me breakdancing?
I don't think so. I think that's an unwanted guest.
I think we can have a little more fun with it. I think it's a cool idea. I think once it gets more 3D interactive, instead of you guys just sitting down in a chair. Are they sitting down in chairs?
Yeah. I mean, they can jump around and leap if they so desire, but they're listening to what you're saying.
Then what's the matter with you people? Come on.
See, there's a guy chatting to you right now. Just in terms of the Blunty 3000 says, what was the hardest scene to cut out?
The what?
The hardest scene to cut out.
I don't think we had to make that.
There's
decision.
John Turturro had some funny lines, that speech.
But no whole scenes that really came out.
No whole scenes. No.
There's a question from Sapo Men Sands. With new technology, do you think that special effects will be able to replace actors and actresses? I mean, would you like to do a whole kind of Beowulf, Polar Express kind of movie?
No, that's. I know some directors. That's all they want to do. Not me. I would shoot myself if I got stuck in one of those stages with just blue around.
I think also we want to believe as an audience member, you want to have a sense of that it's a real person out there and that you can idolize them or want to be like them or emotionally connect to them. And if they're fake, I think there's a real block to that.
Okay. When you first took on the movie, there was some online criticism. Did you take that stuff on board? I mean, how did you deal with the hardcore fans, and did any of them?
I actually I printed them out and I pasted them above my bed and I looked at them every night. Especially the one that says "Death to you, Michael Bay." You wrecked my childhood, Michael Bay.
You know what? This is a difficult question because it's dangerous to be responsive too early in the process. And one of the things Michael did so well was own what he was doing before you start paying attention to what other people think you should do. 'Cause that's really dangerous. You're going to end up with a movie that doesn't make any sense. You want a director that has as strong a point of view and who can really understand what they're trying to accomplish, and and then you can pay attention to some of the feedback.
And I mean, what feedback did you take and put into the movie, for example? Was there anything?
There's some stuff. I mean, I got a lot of flack with Optimus with the flames, but Optimus was still going to have flames. And when you see the movie, they look pretty cool. So, there's things about Megatron's face. We adjusted some of that. I listened to him on a bunch of things. There were so many things. I'm forgetting some of them, but.
I mean, look, the key is that you want to do what everybody feels is right by the characters, and you want to evolve it forward. So you're always going to have feedback that, wait a second, what about? But if you give someone the same experience they had before, it's not fresh, it's not original, and I think Michael brought a lot to that.
I mean, clearly the best way to silence the critics is to produce a really good movie, and that's clearly what you've done.
Thankfully, the hardcore fans have come to us, and they have clearly been very excited.
Okay. Well, listen, good luck with the opening of the movie. It's July 4 in America and then international after that.
Actually, it's July 2nd in America.
July 2nd?
Yeah, well, the fans keep wanting it earlier, so we're moving it up for them.
See, you listen to the fans.
Yes, we did.
Well, listen, thank you very much, Michael Bay and Lorenzo.
Thank you.
And we will be back in Second Life with the cast of the movie in a short while, so please stick with us.
Just make sure my avatar next time I do this can break dance, please.
Duly noted.